Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be teaching you about percent composition. I'll explain what percent composition is, how to calculate it, and why it's important in chemistry. Stick around because we'll also go through practice problems to make it crystal clear. What is percent composition? Percent composition tells us the percentage by mass of each element in a compound. It tells us the percentage by mass of each element in a compound. Now you might be asking, how do we find this? Well, here's the formula. It's mass of the element over total mass of the compound. And you multiply all that by 100. Now, this might seem a bit overwhelming, right? But basically, percent composition is what percent is hydrogen and what percent is oxygen in H2O. What you say is, what is the percent composition of water, right? H2O. It's basically asking what percentage is hydrogen and what percentage is oxygen. So, let's find that out, right? Using this formula. So, what is the percent composition of H2O? Well, hopefully you have your calculator and your periodic table with you. So first, let's find the molar mass of H2O, right? So, molar mass of H2O, molar mass would be hydrogen, which is 1.008 grams per mole, right? This is one hydrogen, right? But it's H2O, which is just two hydrogens. So you multiply this by 2, and you get 2.016 grams per mole. Next, you have to get oxygen, which is 16.00 grams per mole, right? Now what you want to do is you want to add up both of these numbers because that's your total compound. 2.016 plus 16.00 is equal to 18.016 grams per mole. So now, what did we get from here? From here, we got the total mass of the compound, right? This is the total mass of the compound. So, now we can look back at our formula and we can see that we have the total mass of the compound. Now we just need to get the mass of each element, which is what we already got before, right? So, we'll get the mass of each element, right? So, what was hydrogens? Over here, we have hydrogens. Over here, we have oxygens. So, we'll set it up as, we would set this up as 1.008 over, what's the total mass? 18.016, which is equal to hydrogens percent composition, right? And multiply this by 100. And then we would do oxygens, which is 100 times 16.00 over 18.016 equal to oxygens percent composition. So we would get, if you can put it into your calculator real quick, 11.2% hydrogen and 88.8% oxygen. So this is the percent composition of H2O. So let's do another one, and hopefully you guys can try this one by yourself. So I'll write the formula down over here, right? Percent comp, short for composition, is equal to mass of element over mass of compound multiplied by 100. So, how would you guys try this one? Calculate the percent composition of carbon dioxide. Percent comp of carbon dioxide. Feel free to pause the video and I'll work it out with you afterwards. Okay, so hopefully you got 27.3% carbon, 72.7% oxygen. So let's do this step by step. So what's the first step? Find the molar mass, right? Molar mass of CO2, right? So first we got to get carbons, right? It's a different color here, carbon. So what is carbons? Carbons is 12.01 grams per mole, right? And then we have, this is the molar mass, by the way. So then we got to find oxygen, which is 16.00 grams per mole. So what we need to do here is add them both, right? So we're going to do 12.01 plus 16.00. But wait, we have the 2 over here, meaning 2 oxygens. We multiply this by 2, or we just add it twice, right? So plus 16 plus 16.00. And we would get 44.01 grams per mole, right? Now this is our total. This is our total mass of compound. Mass of compound. So now we have the mass of compound, and now all we have to do is just put in the mass of each element. So let's do carbon first. 12.01 over 44.01 times 100 is equal to 27.3% carbon, right? Now this is our carbon percent composition, and now we'll do the same for oxygen. What was our molar mass? 16, right? But we multiplied it by 2, remember? 32, or 16 plus 16, 32. So we'll do 32 over 44.01 multiplied by 100, right? Which is equal to 72.7%, about, right? Oxygen. And this is our percent composition of carbon dioxide. So you might be asking, why are these important, right? Why does this matter? Well, chemists use percent composition to identify unknown compounds, to determine the formula of a compound. And for example, if you have a mystery substance, right? Knowing its percent composition can help you figure out what it's made of. So say you had 72.7% oxygen and 27.3% carbon, you could figure out that this is CO2, right? So those are two pretty simple problems, I would hope, right? Now let's go on to a more difficult one to finish off the video. So what would we do here? We'd write the formula down. Percent comp equal to mass of element. Mass of element over total mass of compound. And you multiply that by 100. So let's do a difficult one here. Find the percent composition, percent comp of glucose, C6H12O6. Now, take your time on this one. It's a bit tricky, so feel free to pause the video and I'll do it with you when you come back. Okay, so hopefully you got Okay, so let's go through this together. So first we have to find the molar mass, right? Molar mass of C6H12O6. So how would we find that? Well, we would do carbon, right? What is carbon's? 12.01. Well, let's see. C6. So you multiply this by 6, and you get 72.06 grams per mole. Right? Next we do hydrogen. And that's 1.008. We can see it on the periodic table. H12 it says. So hydrogen times 12, and we get 12.096 grams per mole, right? And then we do oxygen, which is 16, which we can see on the periodic table. It says C6H12O6 over here, right? So that means we multiply by 6, which means we would get 96.00 grams per mole. So now what we do is we add all of these numbers up to get the total, right? So we would do 72.06 plus 12.096 plus 96, which is equal to 180.156 grams per mole. So what is this number? This is the total mass of the compound, right? So now that we have that, now it gets pretty simple from there, right? We have each of these numbers, which is the mass of each element, right? And all we have to do is divide that by the total mass and multiply by 100. So let's do it for carbon. Carbon is equal to 72.06 over 180.156, right? Times 100, which is equal to 40%, 40.00% carbon, right? Now, after carbon, what do? Hydrogen. Hydrogen is equal to 12.096 over 180.156 multiplied by 100. Plug it into your calculator real quick, and you'll get about 6.72%, right? And next, we do oxygen, which is 96 over 180.156, right, times 100, and that would equal 53.28%. So how do we know this is correct? We could have made a mistake somewhere in the process, right? Well, let's see. Let's add all these up, and they should equal 100%. 40 plus 6.72 plus 53.28 is equal to, well, let's plug it into the calculator real quick. 40 plus 6.72 plus 53.28, and look at that, you get 100%. So to sum up, percent composition shows the percentage by mass of each element in the compound. It's useful for identifying substances and understanding their makeup. So practice makes perfect, right? Doing all these practice problems was a good foundation. Make sure to keep doing them. If this video helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more chemistry lessons. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.